The answer really does reside at the National Cathedral, with stones from Mount Sinai in the altar steps, a moon rock set in a stained glass window, and a gargoyle in the form of Darth Vader. As for the Smithsonian Laboratory, where Moloch commits a terrible murder, it really exists.
Almost everyone that's come to Washington knows of the Smithsonian. Very few people know of a facility located just outside of Washington that is the support center for the Smithsonian. Why did it fascinate you?
What's not to be fascinated? This place has got a giant squid. There's an enormous series of labs that will study everything from fleas to the baleen from whales.
One of the Lost Symbol's greatest puzzles is also the last stop on Dan Brown's mystery tour.
At the CIA, there is a sculpture that I don't think a lot of people know.
There is an American sculptor, James Sanborn. He has created a sculpture that fascinates me and a lot of cryptologists that has an enormous series of letters on them that appear random but are actually a code.
And who knows the meaning of that code?
Only WW.
That's it.
That's it.
WW is William Webster, the director of the CIA in 1990 when Kryptos was installed. Brown says Webster was given the key to the sculpture's secret messages, but he's never revealed it. And not one of the CIA's army of cryptologists has cracked the entire code.
It's obvious to your readers or anybody who's read your books that you love puzzles. You love codes. The Rubik's Cube must have been your best friend at some point.
It was.
I mean, what is, in your opinion, the most fascinating code, puzzle, symbol in this book?
The most fascinating code I left out of this book.
Why?
It was too complicated. It was just too tough to use.
Well, you can't tell me that and now not tell me about it.
Well, I'm not going to tell you about it. It's in the next book.
Speaking of the next book,
Just between us, what's it about?
Just between us?
And the Freemasons in this room.
That will be laid bare at some point in the future.
Yeah, and is it a similar subject matter?
No.
Complete departure?
Not complete. Nothing's complete. Everything builds on something else.
just as Brown says his current book builds on his previous ones and asks the reader for something more as well.
There's a call to action in this book where you basically challenge the reader to take what you've just told them over the course of the previous 500 pages and decide what he or she wants to do with it. Did you set out to write that ending, or did that just happen?
In some ways, it just happened. The amount of research and intellectual growth that went into writing this novel really led to that rather hopeful ending. And thank you for seeing that it is a call to action.
You see, the whole headlong chase through Washington, the secrets of the Freemasons, the ancient mysteries, noetic science. For Dan Brown, it all adds up to a series of important questions. How well do we know our history? How well do we understand our beliefs? How well do we grasp the powers of our own minds?
The last word of the book is one that will surprise people.
Yes.
It is hope. Hope. And it means what?
In the context of this book, the last word means that we can do better, and that we will do better.
And as Brown's millions of fans know, we can also spend hours or years puzzling over the secret codes and mystical messages of the lost symbol.